We start off today with one of my favorite genres of music, shoegaze and dream pop. This style of music was made popular in the 1980s and 90s. Shoegaze gets its name because of how the musicians would always be looking down at their feet at their effects pedals while performing, hence the name shoegaze. I love the wall of noise that mixes perfectly with the layers of ethereal melodies and echoes that can fill the environment. All this combines to create music with some of the most complex and layered sounds. It's often described as a wall of sound. Cocteau Twins, Slowdive, and Julie Cruz are just a few of the musicians who have inspired and influenced countless artists since its inception in the 1980s. We start today's episode here because there is a place where these types of sounds are heard in nature with no clear point of origin. Brew some coffee, pull up a chair, and open your mind. This week on Science vs. Conspiracy, we will be listening to the mysterious sounds of Yellowstone National Park over coffee. In the vast open areas surrounded by lush forests and home to a wide variety of wildlife and its hydrothermal features such as the famous geyser, Old Faithful, there's a place inside Yellowstone National Park where the haunting melodies with similar tones and textures to dream pop and shoegaze can be heard resonating throughout the landscape by its visitors. The whomps and whooshes and woos can be heard echoing in the area surrounding Yellowstone Lake. The strange sounds can be heard throughout the year, yet the sound's origin remains a mystery. If you're lucky, you can sit by the shore and listen for the hum. But where does this hum originate? Before we go any further, let's have a listen to the hum. The lake music, as it is sometimes referred to, was reported as early as 1880. In the 1885 book, Yellowstone National Park, written by early engineer of the park, Hiram Martin Chittenden, described the hum or buzz to be an overhead sound, saying, "A most singular and interesting acoustic phenomenon of this area, although rarely noticed by tourists, is the occurrence of a strange and indefinable overhead sound. They have long been noted by explorers, but only in the vicinity of Shoshone and Yellowstone Lakes. Since the park was first established, there have been countless inquiries about the strange sounds that have sparked several scientific studies, unable to come to any sort of conclusions. Yet it remains a mystery. In the quest for answers to this mysterious hum, some theories suggest that the combination of melting ice caps, hot air, water temperature rising, and wind and wave action, and echoing off the crowns of the mountains that encircle Yellowstone Lake, create the perfect environment for the sound. But the sound can be heard throughout the year even when the weather conditions aren't ideal. And there are those who believe that the sound originates from deep beneath the lake. The lake is said to be one of the most dangerous bodies of water in the United States. Yellowstone Lake is 450 feet deep in places, encompassing 136 square miles with a steady temperature of 43 degrees Fahrenheit all year round. 5-foot waves are not uncommon in the area, making it less than ideal for swimming or canoeing. Others have traced the origins to a more mystical, elusive creature that has yet to be officially recognized by the scientific community. However, ancient indigenous nations share stories of giant hairy ape men that inhabit the mountainous areas of the western regions of North America. This creature goes by many names. However, It's most commonly known as Bigfoot or Sasquatch. To scientists, the theory of a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch making these sounds seems highly unlikely, because despite numerous legends and folklore surrounding Sasquatch, according to the National Parks Archive, there have been no official Bigfoot sightings in the park, nor does it hold any documents that can explain the lake music. The Yellowstone Archives does hold the letters to and replies from the Chief Ranger to curious people around the world, with questions ranging from the mundane to the unusual. Although there hasn't been any official reports of Bigfoot sightings in the park, there have been numerous reports over the years of eyewitness encounters with the mysterious creature that can't be explained. Take, for instance, in 1978, when a group of geologists headed to Yellowstone to conduct field research had a close encounter with a 7 to 8 foot tall creature. According to a local radio station in Wyoming, 95.5 My Country FM, in 2002, a family of 4 were on a trip to Yellowstone National Park in search of bighorn sheep. Instead, what they found was an 8 to 10 foot humanoid creature on the ridge near Mount Washburn. In 2014, a research group led by Oxford University geneticist Brian Syke conducted a series of genetic tests on some of the unidentified hair samples people claim were from Bigfoot. Unfortunately, the tests came back belonging to bears and other known animals. In 2015, a video popped up on YouTube from user Mary Greeley. The video appears to capture 4 unknown creatures walking in the woods near a pack of bisons, close to the old faitful geyser. The video was quickly dismissed as being fake due to the awkwardness of the creature's movement, and 3 of the creatures seemingly disappeared after going behind one of the trees. So if the sound isn't coming from any known animal such as a Sasquatch or unique weather conditions, what could it be? One explanation could be that Yellowstone sits on top of the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera. It last erupted 631,000 years ago and could erupt again, causing worldwide devastation. Could the hum be caused by the underground molten magma filling the 30 by 45 mile chamber? However, the chamber under Yellowstone is only about 5 to 15% molten. Because of the low volume of molten material, scientists are skeptical that an eruption is imminent. Some have linked the hum to the strange boom sounds heard around the world. To this day, these booming sounds can't be easily explained. Most of the theories have been linked to earthquakes or passing trains producing the noise. There are no trains in the vicinity of Yellowstone Lake. That leaves something subterranean, such as an earthquake or magma filling the chamber beneath the caldera. The eerie yet beautiful rhythm of the hum could in fact turn out to be something far more sinister if this theory is true. If the Yellowstone supervolcano were to erupt, it wouldn't just erupt, it would explode with the force of an 875,000 megaton explosion. The shockwave would kill 90,000 people almost instantly. To put this in some sort of perspective, the bomb dropped on Hiroshima was only 16 kilotons of power, so this is an enormous amount of power. Over the coming days and weeks, the world would drop in temperature by almost 20 degrees, while covering the earth in a thick layer of ash and poisoning the air with sulfur, which will eventually kill billions more. So I open up the floor to you guys. Where does this hum originate? Is it coming from the lake? Is it produced by unique weather conditions? Does Sasquatch have something to do with it? Or is it related to the supervolcano hiding just beneath the surface of Yellowstone National Park? I want to take this opportunity to say thank you guys for listening, and if you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe and turn on those notifications. We release new videos every Monday, and our podcast goes up on Fridays. So that's it for this week. and remember, being paranoid is smart. We'll see you next time. This week's episode of Science vs. Conspiracy Over Coffee was produced by Lethologica. Research and writing was done by Bob Homer and Jennifer Timer.